Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us on today's tourism clinic. We're exploring a very crucial and important topic as we continue to see policies change the world, change how we do business, and how we continue to promote our destinations. As always, we have here our tourism consultant, Mateda. Matea, please.
Uh, yes, thank you very much, Esther. Thank you very much, dear followers. We are both very happy that we are together again
Hmm.
Monday at 5 p.m. Central European Time at this tourism clinic. And Esther is always choosing really like up to date topic. So I'm always eager to discuss about our daily issues and of course also challenges. And today we have, look, sustainable destination marketing. If you followed us until now, we have a lot of recordings, right, Esther? You notice that nowadays we are talking about sustainable tourism only. So whenever we mention tourism, we always should think that this activity should be sustainable as well. But then, of course, the question is how to do it. And for tonight, I presented few ideas, or I prepared and I will present some of the ideas. And then, of course, you are more than welcome to comment my suggestions, my view, points of view. And on the other side, this will be also on our social media channels. So if you'll do that in the next few days, in the next few years, no problem. We are always here, open to discuss, and of course, also open to change our points of views. But let's see how we presented today's topic. So we always talk about the sustainable destination tourism, but then it's always a question: is it possible to do it? What do we have to do in order to achieve those goals? So here are some ideas. First of all, I have to tell you that the best is that we promote off season and off the beaten path travel. Some let's say these topics, of course, we already touched in the previous discussions, but definitely I think we need to focus on that. So high season tourism we actually don't need to promote anymore, because travelers more or less already know when are these high peaks. And of course there are few um, goal publics that we cannot reach unless there is a high season. Here, I think, for example, I think about school children, let's say families with school children. Of course, they have the most of the time off in the month of the school holiday. So we cannot move that, right? But there is a lot of public that we can actually invite to visit us in the off season. For example, for us in the northern hemisphere, that would be for sure February, March, even now the beginning of April, and then again, let's say November and December, right? In the southern hemisphere, where Esther is coming of course, the vice versa. But let's discuss about this off-season period, and whenever we do a marketing strategy, let's focus on these months so that we promote really what travelers can do in this off-season period. And then of course also the off the beaten path travel, because when some academics did an analysis of the, let's say, visited sites, usually these are very small parts in our destinations, and then let's say the two, three, four streets further, another village, another little town actually don't have so many visitors. So when we are promoting, let's focus on these more off the beaten path areas, right? Because this is how we are going to help the local economy. Of course, if somebody is earning money only in high season, we know that this is too short and it cannot be, let's say, enough for the rest of the year, right? The year has 365 days. We need to earn also for our holiday that we relax. So that means that we definitely need to expand this time in order to, let's say, more make more a sustainable economic activity. Then another thing is that we definitely promote local businesses and local experiences. Sometimes I notice that tourism is ran by some global, let's say, organizations, and a lot of times happens that the profit, which hopefully is made, right, then at the end of the year goes to some other places in the world, maybe even to the places that they know don't need any profits, right? And that is rarely anything staying in the area. And that's why my second point would be, let's promote our local businesses and the experiences that are delivered by locals. The other day, we had a presentation from one shop where they were selling really local artisans and craftsmen products only. And they said that in the Association of Artisans, there are actually less and less members because less and less locals, especially the younger ones, want to do this business. And this is actually scary. I mean, I could say sad, but for me as a local, this is scary because that means if there will not be any young people involved in this artisans business and also local craftsmen, then in a long run we will lose this knowledge, we will lose these products, and that's not sustainable. So definitely let's focus on that as well, no? Then we have some experiences which you can experience in the local area only. So I think if we have something like that in our community, let's promote that. Let's promote that even more intensely. And also, of course, that these services are personalized. No? And then this is going to be definitely sustainable for locals because we are going to create jobs, we are going to have a stronger local economy, and as I said, we are going to present the heritage and crafts because if there will be no young ones doing that, all that will be lost in time. And that's what we don't want because we really want that tourism support the sustainable life in the area. We should also implement more this community-based tourism. We had a special topic the other day just about that, but I really don't want you to miss that part. So more about that, I don't know, 2 3 weeks ago we did, but let's focus on engaging communities in the planning and decision making about the tourism activities. A lot of times I notice that destination management actually invites all these experts from all around the globe, and they just simply forget about the local community. And I think this is really not nice. The other day I just mentioned to Esther that we had a project and we, let's say, discussed about one local community, and the lady from one little village said, oh, we don't have anything from this tourism, just crowds, and they are blocking our road so we cannot go and work on the field. And this is definitely not something that we would like to happen, and that's why I think that including these people in the marketing decisions would be very important. Because when I said to her, oh, what about if that would happen now? Let's say that we would spread, they said, oh, yeah, that would be a good idea, she said. What about if we limit the number of visitors? Oh, yeah, that would be a good idea. Then we asked, what about if the driver of the shuttle would be a local man? Oh, yeah, that would be great because he knows the roads, he knows the locals, he knows how to drive through these narrow villages and so on. So you see, there are solutions. They are on the palm. We just need to include them in our strategy, marketing strategy. Then there is also a lot about the homestays. It's unbelievable that sometimes people think that homestays are like not sustainable, and they are more and more focusing on hotels. But if I'm honest, homestays are the experiences that travelers would like to experience, I think, because like tourism is learning something new, something, let's say, out of the comfort zone. Of course, we do have travelers who would like to have that and that kind of size of the room, disposition, so international chains are welcome, but not too many. There can be a certain number, but let's not overwhelm our little places with these huge hotels. So, homestays and cultural workshops ran by locals, that would be definitely something that would be very nice. Because then we have a mutual benefit, the local people who are maybe going to work to, I don't know what kind of businesses, who are maybe working on the field. They gain also something from tourism, not much, but they gain a bit. And then, of course, they will support our activities as well. And that's why we need to promote that. That's why we need to include that in our strategies. We talked about eco-certified accommodation, but of course this costs money. We had that Q&A the other day, but on the other hand, we can promote just with one information in the shop. Look, if you don't need a bag, don't take it. We have it here, but if you have your own bag, or buy, I don't know, a cotton bag or a linen bag, so that you will have also for other souvenirs, something like that. I think we can always encourage, we can always put a sign in our, I don't know, shops or workshops or where the artisan is. But definitely, for example, let's say we could promote in our shop or in our destination, we use paper bags only, or linen bags only, or environmentally friendly bags only, so things like that, they don't cost anything. But when we do the promotion, when we do the marketing, let's include that, right? So if we have an agent like you, Esther, are, I'm sure this is something that you would include with terms and wording in the promotion. Then we always should promote leave no trace ethics. uh, if somewhere we pay an entrance fee, that does not mean that we pay for somebody who will go and pick up waste or trash or rubbish after us, right? This is our responsibility. And that's what we need to promote in our brochures, in our marketing material. Leave no traces. What you brought, bring back to, I don't know, more. Bigger centers, waste centers where they could leave this instead of living on the spot, let's say natural site. No? And I think that everybody when travels likes to feel great that they made an impact. So we can put in our material, you will make an impact if you will behave like this and this. Make an impact, support younger generations. So that's why give jobs to parents or something like that. No? Then, of course, the locals are the ones who are more interested in preserving the natural resource because they need them. So I think it's very important that we also promote that in our marketing material. No? Cultural respect campaigns. So this is something that every marketing agency and also every destination can do. The most important are the terms. So that means that we need to educate tourists on local customs, dress codes, and etiquette. Dress codes we had the other day, if you remember, inclusive tourism, and also I think that we need to put in our marketing material what is respectful for our area? What are the local customs that the visitors should, I don't know, respect? For example, in our area, in my city, we have lots of churches. Of course, the bells are ringing. So, this is a part of the local community atmosphere. So we cannot expect now that the bells will be switched on because there were some visitors in the near hotel or something. No? Um, so we have also a lot of digital opportunities today so that we can make apps and videos and we can share that, of course, also on social media. And then the result will be, of course, fewer cultural clashes. And this is something that today it can happen a lot of times so that the locals don't understand tourism. But on the other side, also maybe visitors don't have such an excellent local experience. So in our marketing activities, we can include all that together. No? We as locals, we should then more focus also on the facilities that visitors have, and then as a marketing destination marketing, we can then promote, use more local transportation, public restrooms, go ahead, support the local buses and things like that. Now, so it is nice when then you have in a brochure that there is one site in the other side of the city, and immediately in the brochure it says, if you want to reach that destination, please use local bus number this and this, or local tram this and this. And if we are going to use the, let's say here, local transportation, it won't be just less traffic, but we are going to support also the local buses and local transportation that maybe wouldn't be enough profitable if they were used only by locals. So this is something that we can already put in our marketing activities. No? Of course, we have always this carrying capacity, as I said, and unfortunately, in some parts, it's already so big that we need to limit the number. And I think that nowadays visitors are already more aware that. So if we are going to put in our brochures so many and so many people in this and this time slot, they will not find that as bad, but they will just organize themselves better. So I think we should include that in our promotional material, because this over tourism, or as my colleague Anne from Amsterdam says, unbalanced tourism, it's really now quite a problem, I would say, a challenge. And that's why we need to focus on that as well, especially when we have these marketing campaigns. Let's avoid as much as possible. I always say, let's learn from those ones who already experienced that and who already need to deal with this fire. But if we are not in the destination, when there are not so many visitors, we can still work on that, because that's going to help us in the near future, so that we will not be busy with this kind of let's say unpleasant activities. No? Then another thing, sometimes people say, "Oh yeah, I paid, and that's it. Then the service has to be delivered." But I think it's really nice if visitors at the destination already volunteer, so that they do some activities which are, let's say, free of charge, or they would do that free of charge, that they wouldn't expect any payment, and then they will have a better feeling, that they contributed something to the local community. The other day, I presented the carbon neutral strategy of my hometown, Ljubljana in Slovenia. And I mentioned that I have a tour with a canoe throughout of the city, right? And believe it or not, if I have visitors from the northern part of Europe, this is very much in over there. They are already starting to pick up any, let's say, maybe plastic bottle or something from the river, because we don't have a lot. Of course, those areas who have a lot, you cannot do that. But you can make, like now when there is going to be World Earth Day. I think it's around 22nd, 23rd of April. We can make a destination activity, and we can invite visitors who are going to be at our destination in those days to help us. Why not? Huh? And this could be a very nice promotion. And on the other hand, visitors will have a great feeling that they help the community as well. Huh? So now maybe some suggestions. What could we do? I won't to go much in detail. That's why the slides are. So those ones who are following us as a replay can maybe stop and read more. But definitely here are going to be some suggestions about the natural side. So to promote responsible traveling messaging, right? Leave only footprints, and sometimes even footprints should be very light. Then highlight the site environmental significance. So, why is this site so important, and why do we need to leave it for the future generations? So, I'm sure that the visitors will respect that. Then we should use also authentic visual, and we should really just leave the minimal impact of messaging. So we should show the real unedited photos, because that is another thing. Now we talked about the trust. How much can we trust? So let's be honest and let's promote not edited visual material. I think that would be really fair. That's why I promote online guided tours, right, Esther? Because there we cannot fake, because in live, that's it, right? When you do some, I don't know, the commentaries or videos, you can always leave out something what you don't like. But I think we need to be very fair. No? And then we need to partner also with eco-friendly operators, and they will definitely help us also with this promotion. Exposure to the fragile areas, so maybe that some sites are not open for visitors at all. We have some situations already. In the future, most probably there will be even more, like Stonehenge, also the caves in Spain, and so on. As we said, off peak, off path travel, that's for the natural site, very important. No? And then we have that we need to leverage user generated content with guidelines. Then we need to tell the local stories. What is the local hero, what is the heroine, why are they so important? So that was for let's say natural side, including of course an eco educational content hub, and also collaborating with eco influencers, because sometimes they play a very important role. No? But then we have also cultural sites, and we definitely want to promote the neighborhood diversity. So that means that the visitors should go out of the city center, that we promote like green city campaigns. We talked about that the other day. Then we should encourage low impact travel experiences. So slow tourism for sure. So that travelers don't just come, tick and go, but that they stay 1 or 2 days longer. Local owned businesses, we said, events with a local or low impact focus. And then, of course, nowadays, the digital world enables us also to create smart digital guidelines and apps. And I think we should take this as a big, big advantage. No? And then let's work as much as possible with local residents, and also that we promote the balance with limits. So it's the same as with the natural side, also with the cultural sides. No? So these are all very important content that we should include in our campaigns. And here I just put few of the ideas. Of course, Esther, every marketing agency or every destination management will include their own ones. But let's say wording like this: explore with care, experience with heart. Not everybody wants to have a positive feeling in their heart. So I think we can touch that. Nah? Then wander lightly, live deeply. You see, these are all the words that I think are very positive, warm hearted. And if we are going to include that in our campaigns, more I think there will not be so many difficult issues with our travelers because they will know that we expect that from them. Also, green and urban modern feel inviting for the responsibilities. Come curious, leave connected. You come as a visitor and then you leave as a friend. So these kind of things, I think they are very important. And Esther, with these slogans or suggestions of slogans, I would like to finish my presentation about today's topic that we had, sustainable destination marketing. I hope that there were some ideas on how to run them. Thank you very much.
Most definitely. Thank you so much. That was such an insightful session, from the slogan to slow tourism and people just enjoying the destination more. I think one thing I'd like to say is that in the promotion of destinations, DMOs and marketing agencies should continue to be very authentic, because at the end of the day, there can be several edits, there can be several promises of things that you can maybe see, but then they're not natural resources, they're not really
Yes.
sustainable of some sort. So
Yes.
we want to try as much as we can. The reason why we are showing our destination to people is to celebrate our own uniqueness as a destination. So you must constantly highlight that, remain relatable, authentic, and as sustainable as you can. Um, Sometimes sustainability is not buying new things to make what you have better. It's about learning how to use what you already have to make the environment better and safer for folks that live in the community.
True, true. Yeah, we need to, refocus tourism. So before, I don't know, a few years ago, a visitor was a king. Now I think that the king are local people. So we need to focus more on tourism that is local, community friendly tourism.
Definitely agree with you, and I'm definitely sharing these guides with people, because every marketing is a storytelling. Every I was thinking today about a story that we're just talking about regarding a business idea, and I was saying that travel is story, is travel. We're all like on a journey, and that journey, how we live it, is essentially a story. So I feel like every destination must become a master storyteller. There's no point
Mm,
looking for something outside. Everything that you need is already within you, from
yeah,
your warm water to the cold water to those things that only happen once a year. It's
yeah,
already in your reach.
yeah, true. I just agree with you. It's so nice. Now let's go and in action.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. Thank you so much, Matea. Thank you everyone for joining us. See you next Monday. Please don't forget to send in your questions. We'll review everything by the end of the month. Have a great week, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you very much and enjoy the time here in our Slovenia. It's already Easter time. Bye bye.